also been talking to so many women clients because I mostly talk to women. I'm sure men are actually probably going through this as well. I mean, I have no doubt because the world it's all happening and we're all living in the same world. But I mostly talk to women, so clients and friends really saying, like, I feel really bipolar these days. I have moments of profound clarity and knowing that I'm on the right track and I'm aligned with the divine will. And then I have moments of 2 days later, not knowing what the fuck is going on, not knowing who I am, not knowing where my alignment is, just being on the kitchen floor, essentially, and going back and forth through this, not like just once, but twice and three times, and like week after week after week, and which actually ends up feeling pretty violent. So there's a couple of things that I believe are happening. One is that I feel that we are being forced to let go of our need to know. Just anything more than we ever have before, more than the levels of surrender that we have been able to bring ourselves to in the past. We are being forced to really release the need to know anything. And there's another part around when the clarity comes, then the ego loves to attach to it, right? The ego loves to say, well, now this is how I will move myself forward in the world. This is how I will handle that piece of my survival that I was worried about. This is now the mask that I will present to the world, the clarity that just came, right? And so I believe then when it goes right back to the not knowing, it's because it's no. You don't get to be attached to knowing, and you don't get to be attached to your identity. You don't get to be attached to creating some sort of construct that identifies you and how you move in the world. This has been my own experience. This has been what I've been talking to people about. Powerful people like healers, people who are out there changing the world, they're leaving their mark, they're making a positive impact. And yet this is like the pendulum is swinging back and forth, profound clarity, divine download, and then not knowing. And so with this, I was also feeling the fires, right? The fires, which to me, this has really hit home because LA is home for me. But I mean, Sonoma just freaking burned down. Northern California burned down. I have so many soul tribe that lost their homes or were affected. And the volcano is erupting in Bali, and we just had the floods in the Caribbean, and the earth is erupting. I mean, and this, I so honor my sister, Veronica Cresta, who shared a video and saying, this is our mother's language. The weather pattern and the elements are how our Mother Earth communicates. And I have no doubt about that. And, as I was feeling like the fire, and I just was like, Kali Ma, Kali is raging. I mean, she is raging. And she's been raging, and she's been raging with the whole Me Too movement. And and this is her, the violence that you feel in the bipolar of clarity comes and then clarity is gone. That is Kali too, because she is saying, let go of your attachments to the egoic identity and to the masks, and also let go of your need to know, but do take a stand for something. What do you take a stand for? This has been my journey. Like, as I watch people lose their homes, and just like what is valued? What is valued is the human relationships, is the connection, is our well-being, is our pets, our animals. That's what's valued. So it's like she's burning everything up, and she's saying, like, remember what's important, remember what's of value. And then the same with the bipolar, which is quite a violent feeling if you're experiencing what I'm talking about, which is clarity, non-clarity, clarity, non-clarity. And it starts to feel violent. And that is because she is trying to shake us up and say, get real. Get real. What do you stand for? And I'll just share this with you. This is my own journey. I work in the personal development industry. I'm a coach and I'm a mentor, and I'm proud of the work I do. I know I make a difference. My clients love me. And I have there's things that I could create that I came really close to putting out in the world that make a difference and that could make me a lot of money. And I couldn't do it. I came so freaking close last week to launching something, and I couldn't do it. because it wasn't and this was the experience I was having. Clarity, non-clarity, clarity, non-clarity. But it wasn't just me. And while I'm having this experience, I'm also holding for my clients who are telling me they're having the same experience. Clarity, non-clarity. And they're change agents. So, so what do you stand for? I really had to get, like, what can I stand for in the fire? What can I stand for? What can I get behind? What can I align with when everything else is gone and when the world is fucking shaking and erupting and raging, that I can still say, yes, this is what I stand for. This is what I stand for. And for me, what that is our inherent connection with nature, and that the force of nature, the power of nature, the creation, the destruction, all of it lives in our bodies. It is our primal essence. It's what lives in our bodies. It's what lives in us. And it also has an intelligence. It has an intelligence that if we know, that if we learned, if we are taught how to access and how to harness this primal essence that lives in our bodies, that is the very same thing as nature, that we will create things that are in the world, that are sustainable for everyone, that are sustainable for the planet, that will perpetuate, that we will birth the systems that we need to replace the fucked up system that we are currently in, the patriarchy. We don't need to replace the patriarchy with the matriarchy. I saw someone write about this. I don't remember who it was, but it's like, anything that's hierarchical, patriarchy, matriarchy, we're talking about like this, essentially this, right? And so we need a different system. We need a system that is inclusive. We need a system that honors the feminine in all of its aspects, in all of the humans. And the only way to create a system that honors the feminine is to create a system that is sourced from the feminine. And the feminine being the earth, and the feminine being our bodies, and the intelligence of the primal essence that lives in our bodies. And from that place, there is genius. There is so much that is wanting to come forward if we could move past our fears of the part of us that is Kali, the part of us that is the raging fire. And really claiming the rebels, claiming the revolutionaries that we are, who we are here to be. I could say so much more about this, but for now, I think that's really it. The violence that we feel with the clarity and non-clarity, I absolutely experience it as Kali Ma's unconditional love. And if you don't know her, connect to her, the Hindu goddess of destruction, and her love is said to be the deepest and truest and most unconditional, because she stands for our integrity. And I feel that we are all being called to take a stand for something that has nothing to do with knowing, the need for certainty, the need for survival or ego, but we are really being called to take a stand for something and move past the unknown, past the known into the unknown, to create a new system that will allow us all to thrive together. And so many blessings to the family in California, all of you who are affected by the fires. My heart is with you, and everyone around the world who is affected by the elements, and our mother really trying to wake us up and remind us that we're together in this. So much love to everyone. Blessings. Bye, loves.